Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly, what I'm going to be, Mythic Master? I don't know, that doesn't seem right. I'll be your friendly bard today, because today we are going to be kicking off a short campaign playing the Design Mechanisms Outstanding Mythras RPG. Fantasy RPG? I think so. Mostly fantasy for that one, at least. And we are using their Mythic Britain as a setting for it. And the first arc of our campaign is called The Wolves of Gwig. And with me are the stars of our campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing today? First up, we've got David.
Hi everyone, I'm David. I'm playing Emrys ap Cain, a young hunter who often prefers the solitude of the woods to his 10 siblings and the chaos they wreak at home.
Very nice. Next up is James.
All right, I'm James. I'm playing Brendan ap Cormac, who is a priest, a Christian priest of the Dumnomni.
Very nice. And last but certainly not least is Graham.
Hi, I'm Graham, and I'm playing Morvin ap Taran, who is a farmer. He cleaves very much to the old ways of Britain. He's trying to get recognition as a warrior to be able to stand forward, and he's having trouble doing so.
Very nice. So, as a bit of, not housekeeping stuff, but just some background stuff. So, for those listening at home, apologies. We're starting an hour late because we had to get there was some other just mechanical stuff we needed to get ready with the character sheets and with gear and stuff like that. And that didn't seem particularly interesting to stream. So, we're going to talk a bit about the background for our campaign. Now, there is a pretty good map of overall Britain in the core book, but there isn't like a detailed one of Kurnow, where our adventure is set. Kurnow is modern-day Cornwall. And I did find this pretty cool... I don't know the author of this, so I apologize that I can't give credit for it, but there's this really cool detailed map of kind of like quasi-mythic Cornwall. It has some of the key locations that we've discussed, or at least they are discussed in the Mythic Britain sourcebook, including Dor, which is the keep and the seat of King Mark, the king of Kurnow. And we've got a bunch of more modern names for a bunch of the other locations, but this will at least give us an idea of terrain and relative location and things like that. So we are making use of it. We will be using archaic names for a bunch of the place locations. Like, for instance, our campaign is set in Tressilian, which is right here, modern-day Tressilian. I have another anachronistic one. So Tressilian is set on the banks of the River Sulan. Is that right? The river... Where to put my notes?
Yes, Sulian.
Sulian, thank you very much. The river Sulian, and it has hills up behind, hills on the side, and it is where the river narrows as it heads north as a tributary of the river Fall. The community itself, this is not going to be quite right because of the nature of the walls and because of the nature of the buildings, but it's very green and thematic, and I think that fits for the region. Where you would be living is instead inside roundhouses, very much like this. Each of you would have your own family home, depending on how independent you think you are at this point. If your characters are unmarried, and I don't remember discussing anybody being married yet, then you'd still be living with your family in their roundhouse. And if you want a sense of what would be more appropriate, guys, here are what the walls might look like and the community within. I think this is a little more archaic than our setting, but at least gives you a sense of it. And then here is a final one too, guys. This would be more smaller villages that you would come across. But again, an idea of sort of what the buildings might look like, what the sort of mix of agricultural with other folks that are working. One of the things that is a little different about your community is that it has a long-standing silversmith family, a family that has been here for at least 8 generations, and that silversmithing is a source of wealth and has been for this community. Your lord is, let's see here, Lord Bedvere. Lord Bedvere is a adult man. He's a little big for his age, hasn't quite reached middle age, has yet to marry. But he, while the last few decades have weighed heavily on King Mark's mind, and that has impacted his rule and has manifested in a great deal of tumult in Kurnow. Lord Bedvere is beloved by King Mark still, as was his father. And as such, it has still been it is a place that has seen some favor. Indeed, Morven, we learned during character generation that you were going to serve at King Mark's, but you were sort of, that seemed to have been snatched away from you. Given the love that King Mark has for Lord Bedvere, it's a bit of a mystery as to why that happened.
Yeah.
So that may be something that I don't think we've talked about yet how your character felt about that, but does he blame anybody for that, or has he reconciled himself to that, well, I'll just try it again, or?
He believes there was some words said against him at Mark's court. And there was something about his lowly status. And the status of his family in a very small village tucked away, even though it's, as you say, it's Lord Bedvere ap Teague's domain. But something happened and he doesn't know, so he believes somebody is to blame.
Okay. So someone's clearly intrigued against him in that. The other thing you need to know is that it is an unhappy time in Kurnow, and we've talked last time about there being the rule book does a really nice job of playing up that the ominous feeling of Kurnow. It is no place for children. It repeats over and over, and that indeed is the case. What I can tell you is 2 years ago, your community being as blessed as it is with silversmiths and the creations, it was subject to a bandit raid. And the bandits made off with a substantial amount of one of the the kind of patriarch of the silversmiths family, some of their treasured creations that were not sold or were not gifted. They remain missing, and it remains a point of contention. That leads us into our opening scene, which would be Morven. Now, one of the things about Tresullian is, while it is favored, it is wealthy. It is in the midst of a tumultuous land. There are some strong lords. Further to the south, there is a lord at Carnbear, kind of in the center near some of the hills in central Kurnow. He has some stability, but on the coast, there are pirates and bandits. There are lords who claim to serve King Mark, but pursue their own interests and their own advantages. And it's thought that the bandits that attacked Tresullian were from the south, and as such, all warriors have to patrol. At first, it was more of an armed response, but that has gradually trickled down. So now when it is, when there is work to be done on your farm or whatever else you do as a warrior, it's really when you draw the straw, you are sent out and have to keep watch. And our scene opens with Morven sitting on one of the moors south of Tresulian, or rather, I should say, to the east of Tresulian. To the south, to the southeast, there is the larger community of Trevero. And surely, if anyone in Trevero see someone, they would deal with those bandits. They are allies of your lord, or they're supposed to be. And it's been 2 years of tedium of having to come out and watch and just wait for a day or two, and then you'll be relieved by somebody else. But here you are, out on the moors, all on your own. Tell us what has been going through your mind these last few days.
This is not what I thought being a warrior was. I mean, I suddenly watching the crops grow in the field, that sounds almost more exciting. I don't know. Have I made the right choice? I need to test my mettle at some point, or I'm going to get nowhere. And he's almost looking. He's looking for action. I'm going to say, because he's young and he doesn't know better.
Did he fight in the raid? Do you think 2 years ago?
Oh, he might have done, actually. Yes, he might have. That might have been his first encounter. That might even be the thing that maybe pushed him towards sort of dropping the plowshare and drawing the sword. He may have realized that maybe his needs are for this.
How do you feel as far as your obligations or not obligations, but like the one of the things the book talks about is the like revenging an insult and securing blood price and whatnot. Would you view those as like honorable and admirable qualities, do you think? Or
very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how we are.
The raid itself, as far as one of the I guess burdens then that someone like you might carry, is that this is not a rival tribe that you can identify. You can't point to somebody and say, this is who did this. It's just bandits.
Yeah. Well, they need to be taught a lesson that they'll never forget.
Mm-hmm. Do you blame King Mark at all for this?
I don't think he does. I think because it's Lord Bedwyr who really has the local responsibility here rather than Mark. And he probably has a view, though, that Kurnow is under a lot of pressure and that Mark has perhaps lost his way. And he probably wouldn't admit that to many people, but the stories he's heard, it feels like Mark has lost his way. And so he'd be looking to Lord Bedwyr to be the protector in this local area. So yeah. I don't think he would blame Mark, but I think he may be uncertain as to whether Mark is carrying the sort of kingship of Kurnow to the standard that he thinks he should.
Yeah. So those are things you're contemplating as you are keeping watch. The weather is, much as you say, being as close to the coast as what you are, wet, overcast, and green, I suppose, is one of it's the type of weather that you can expect, I suppose, for to maybe fit the unhappy nature of life in this land. Would you give us I think it's awareness. Is that right?
Perception?
Perception, yeah. 50% chance of being right on that. Let's make it at... yeah.
Sorry, no, that's for both of them.
Oh, yeah. Well,
there you go.
I now can see which ones. Let's make it an easy check, please. So you succeeded.
I did.
Yeah. So you're looking out, and what you can see is it looks like there is a caravan, not a caravan, but there is riding across the moors. there are rumors. When you've heard, or you're aware at least of the Saxon invasion, the lost lands that Vortigern allowed to happen. Given that you are a devout believer in the old ways, then I imagine you know that the white dragon has been awakened and stalks these lands. And one of the manifestations of that is that these lost and open areas are home and stalked by more than just bandits. With the attention of the lords and the elsewhere, and the inattention to this, there are darker and older things that have returned to these lands. Indeed, further to the south, you've heard stories of an ogre stalking the moors. And whether that is something that just overly superstitious or perhaps cowardly individuals are sharing to account for not wanting to be on these very tedious things, there is talk about whether the ogre might come this far north. But what you see is not an ogre. It is a group of around 6 travelers. There are 2 of them that are on horses, the rest on foot. But they seem to be making, if their destination is the direction of their travel, it most certainly is going to be Tresulian rather than Trevero.
Yeah. In which case, I will boldly move to intercept them or on their journey and hail them.
Sure. So you get within. Are you looking to shout within shouting distance, or?
Yeah. I'll sort of make a show of peace. So I'll say, "Hey there, hey there, travelers.
Yeah.
Travel well." As I come forward.
So as you get closer, you can hear someone shout out, "Are these the lands of Lord Bedwyr?"
You have travelled well, and you have arrived at his lands.
Can you give us another perception check, this time at easy once again?
Okay, let me see if I can do this properly this time. Bosh. It's our first time. Here we go.
99.
No. Wow.
Usha.
And you're augmented.
Did I augment it? I didn't mean to.
A score of 99.
It defaults to something possibly. Or if you accidentally click the plus sign, it just...
I don't know. Anyway, these are clearly bandits.
41 plus 5.
Yeah.
Plus 15.
Very small ogres.
Let's see here. Yeah,
Mini
ogres, exactly.
I must have done something there. I'm sorry.
Perception is 41.
It is indeed.
Why did I add plus 5? Oh, you know what?
It's set at the top. Augmentation is set. Is that right?
So you want to hit the little
reset button.
Reset button.
You rolled it
there.
Yeah, I did it for you. Sorry, I was in your sheet.
Sorry. I saw it move. Okay.
Now, however, you also do have. I've got my. So when we were running Classic Fantasy, I got the Mythras GM screen. So I'm going to justify the purchase here because I think there's a cheat sheet for.
Well, it's been lovely, everyone, and it's been nice playing. And thank you very much.
People complain about spending time making a GURPS character and then dying.
Oh, gracious me! I do love Mythras, but oh dear.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find. I thought there was a cheat sheet for luck.
Oh, that's right. You don't have hit points, do you? You have.
No, that's why I didn't put the red on. I was going to do that.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all specific locations, so it felt unnecessary to
definitely.
add that in. Let me just. So you have 2 points of luck, and I just can't remember what you can. It's not on the GM screen.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're doing now. Right.
Yeah, because I just want to see what you can do with.
Is that a re-roll?
Yeah, I can't remember what it is, and I want to see when you get it back as well. Luck points. Here we go.
Cheap fate.
Yep. Re-roll a dice roll.
Damage.
Yep. So, page 10 is.
Oh. Okay, I'll do that then.
And it's per game session. So luck points are per game session.
Okay.
And I'll probably reward or award them over the course of play as well. You can gain an edge in a vital moment of combat. You can mitigate physical damage, or you can re-roll the dice roll when they're unfavorable. So if you want to spend a luck point and re-roll that, that is a fumble that you've rolled presently.
I shall spend my luck. I shall. So maybe this reflects a slight nervousness, in that really he doesn't know what he's doing. Let's be honest. And his first thought as he looked at them was, "These are disguised bandits." It'd be quite funny now if actually they were, but you know, he sort of thinks, you know. But then he thinks, "No, wait, no, come on, focus." He says, "Now, do I?"
I'm not sure if there's a reroll button.
I was looking for the reroll button.
Yeah, I don't think there is. So I think you just have to click on.
Let me just do that again. Could I? Oh no. I was just saying, could I use a passion? No, let me just make a damn roll. Here we go. Oh, did that work?
Did you roll a 99 again?
It is different. It is different, and so that's correct.
Yeah, because it didn't have the 5.
99. I'd like to say thank you, Roll20, and there's a reason I use Foundry. Okay, I've got no idea who they are or what they are.
Well, I can tell you, this is one of the individuals who is riding along with them, and that might be the person who. That person is not dressed like anyone from Kurnow that you've known, and he is one of the ones riding the horse. That may be the one you see. So perhaps is it your spear you think you have out?
I think the sword is in its sheath. I think I have the spear in hand, and I have my shield in my left. And I'll just say, I think that reflects I'm nervous, so I'm going to hit my spear against my shield a couple of times to make a clanging noise and say, "Stop there! Stop there! Who are you? You have yet to give your name." So I'm going to take a slight sort of defensive stance.
So the fella who you don't recognize, or who definitely is not from Kurnow, he gives kind of almost like a snarl on his face, and you realize that you're missing the other person who's mounted, and he says, "Is this the welcome that the king's men can expect from Lord Bedwyr?" And you recognize it. This is Gerard. Gerard is one of the house guard for King Mark.
Oh. And I will say, I know you, sir. You are Gerard. I am Morvin ap Taran, and forgive me. We have been subject to bandit raids, and as such, we are on a special guard. The other man, who you'll learn to be known as named Callan afterwards, says, "Are you saying that the king can protect your lands?" And you can see that Gerard kind of winces at that. I'll reply very quickly, actually.
Yeah.
I'll go straight in and say, "No, I'm telling you he did not."
Gerard kind of looks back at you a little surprised, and then you hear a voice that you do recognize. Right. "Gentlemen, these are troubling times for all in Kurnow." And a man walks out who you recognize.
Oh, dear.
This is Macus, the druid.
Right.
He serves in King Mark's court. He is not... Wella is the high druid for Kurnow. But Macus serves there, and one of your allies, Morvin, was a druid, was your sort of spiritual advisor, and a champion of yours at court. That is Macus.
Right. Oh, right.
And he normally has a pretty full beard, and that seems to have gone, which may be why you didn't recognize him at first.
Oh, is he?
And he says, "Gentlemen, this is Morvin ap Taran, a loyal servant of Lord Bedvere, and by virtue, a man of the king. Come." Gerard kind of gives you a look, and Gerard is not the head of the King's Guard, but he is a ranking member. So whatever this interaction may have been, it may, if you wish to castigate yourself for it potentially impacting on future placement with the King's Guard, you would not be wrong.
Do you know? So I think he's working on two levels here. One is that maybe it does, but the second is he's a slightly hot Celt, and as far as he's concerned, they're actually talking rubbish because they didn't protect us. So I'm going to stand and stare back,
Love it,
and be proud of it. And if it costs me, it costs me.
No, I think why don't you do this? Give us let's see. I think it sounds like there might be a passion.
It is a bit passionate, isn't it?
Coming to play here.
I've got loyalty to Lord, maybe loyalty to community.
Yeah, either of those, whichever one's higher, you can pick.
Or I've got pagan. I don't know.
And influence, I think.
And influence. So, all right. So, do I? Am I rolling influence or am I rolling?
You hit the plus. I think you hit the plus on the passion, and then you click on the skill and put this.
All right.
Let's make this. Let's make this easy.
Okay, it's probably as well because my influence is absolutely shocking. Here we go. I've got a bit of an augment, which might help, but I don't know.
57. Oh my god. We're getting all those high rolls out of the way right away. That's good.
Exactly. You skipped 98, which I think was good.
Okay.
I'm going down in twos.
So Macus walks over towards you and kind of like takes your arm. You're not necessarily making the best impression on Gerard or on whoever this Callum is.
Definitely not.
Do you have what kind of customs things do you have?
I do have something. I've got customs Celt. And that's it, I think, actually.
So I think this man, if you want to roll to try and place his accent, you could try and do that.
What would that be? Standard? Hard?
I think it's probably standard.
Okay, all right.
Because you're willing, you know for certain that he's not Celtish. I'm looking to see if there's a list of skills.
I'm going to reset the augmentation. I'm starting to get the hang of this. Sorry, guys. Let me just pick a roll. Just in.
So from the brief bit that you spoke to that man, that is an Irish accent. Obviously, it's not an Irish accent. I'm doing properly, but it is an Irish.
He's one of the Gaels. He's one of the Gaels. Right, okay.
And that is unusual. You've heard that King Mark has dealings with the Irish who happily strike out at those who wronged him, and he happily lets that go in the interest of them not striking Kerr now. But for them to actually be this far inland and be accompanied by members of his Kingsguard, that is unusual.
Right.
Macus comes over and takes your arm. How are you, boy?
I'm well. Thank you, Macus. You're looking fresh.
A wager lost, my boy.
A wager lost, perhaps. I smile.
Yes. Well, indeed, a wager lost. I've come along. They've come to speak to your lord, but I've come along to speak to you.
Oh, it's really good to see you. It's been too long.
And you as well. Tell me, I wish to hear how all things are with you. I forget, is your father still alive? Or your parents still alive?
So, yes, I believe one of my birth parents is alive. So, can I just work that one out now?
Yeah.
One, it's my father that's alive. It's my father that's alive.
Oh, okay, nice. How is your father?
He's good. He's still struggling with we were raided, and he still bears some of the scars of that. Other than that, he's well, and the farm is doing well.
Good. Your friend, the one, who turned from the old ways to the new faith, is he still in Trasulian?
Yes, he is. You'll be speaking of Brendan.
Then that was his name. Yes, I have something I wish to. I am troubled by something, and I'm hoping that he might. I've had a dream, and it bedevils me so. I hope to discuss it with him, and that he might provide some insight.
He will. He has moved now. He has turned to the Roman god, but yeah, he is wise, and he's certainly wise for his years.
It is precisely one with foot in the old ways and stepping to the new. That is the insight I hope to gather.
Yeah, well, it will be helpful.
I am grateful. It is a long trip for one such as I, at this age. But come, we'll talk of that when we get to Tersulian.
Of course.
Tell me of your father, and tell me of you, boy. You may have grown even more than I last saw you.
I have. I have to say that Morvin will gleefully sort of say, this way, follow me, and he'll yomp around. He is size 16, so he's not a small
big
fella.
lad. Yeah. So you head over and you begin making your way back to Trasulia. So we'll leave you there for the time. Our attention turn to a forest. And while it is overcast out on the moors, the forest appears sun-dappled and utterly devoid of any sign of human life, apart from a partially trodden path. The terrain seems untouched by human hands, and we can hear, even as the wind kind of moves through here, the creaking of the ancient limbs that are above. And underneath one of these, tucked away, concealed under a blanket, rests Emrys. Now, Emrys, can you remind us, what is the dream that you have had?
It's a recurring dream that is had for a number of years now. And it's a dream where he is wandering through a thick, verdant forest with no path at all, possibly slightly lost, but with a sense of purpose. And then just as he sort of thinks there's no way out, or is completely lost, sort of the path opens up into a splendid clearing near a waterfall that just sort of has this sort of, it's like mythic, majestic feel to it, and it just feels like he's found what he was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, he normally gets a moment to sort of take it all in. Then he hears like a howl or something at the edge of the dream, and then it sort of That's only when he wakes up from it.
You dream of a place, do you not?
Yes.
And so it is every time you take a rest. A palace or a keep atop a grand hill. You should be hunting for sure, but there are times when you need to take a rest. You are stirred from this by the sound of something striking the tree above your head. Do you want to give us a... what is it? Whatever the willpower save thing is. Is that...
Willpower.
Willpower.
No.
Yeah, give us a willpower check, please. At, let's say, average.
So I've decided to take the thing that makes them a great easier.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Then make it easy, please. That's great.
Easy.
Wow.
I'm still not very willful.
Yeah. Me too.
Hey. So all it means is just you're going to call out.
Yeah. That was like startled away, like, ah!
What you can see, stuck into this pretty, like, deeply enough that it's been shot with some force, there is an arrow. And you kind of, look around. You can give us a perception check if you'd like. At average? A nice roll.
Nice.
Okay. What you can see is a familiar face. Nimue and Forsa. Raven-haired, unusual. And she is nearby, leaning on a spear, attempting to conceal herself, but not so well, where she's just glaring at you. There is no bow in her hand, though. Nimue is the daughter of your rival, Forsa. And because you were distracted by her, you do not hear him step up and sort of crouch down right next to where you are. This is what Forsa looks like. And he simply says in a low, kind of gravelly voice, "Sleeping on a hunt, boy."
He'll try to play it cool, but it's clearly slightly startled. So I was merely trying to lure my prey in. And I seem to have succeeded. 2 for the price of 1?
He doesn't give a reaction necessarily, but Nimue, like, your joke is as she bit into something that doesn't agree with her. She's like, thinks you're, and Forsa leans in. He doesn't react to that, and he says, "There are more than wolves hunting here, boy. You've no warning. If I had been wolves, who would be feeding your..." I can't remember. You've got a quite large family, don't you, Emrys?
I have 10 siblings.
Yeah.
Various aunts and uncles.
Yeah. Who brings home the game, then, Emrys? He reaches out, grabs the arrow, and wrenches it out of the trees, places it back in his quiver, stands up, leaning on that spear. Nimue has walked over now. He says, "Do better, boy." Turns and he begins walking off. Nimue just gives you a look. She's a little bit younger than you, but we didn't talk about this last time, but I think they're, one of the elements of your rivalry. Do you think it maybe has something to do with mentorship from Forza at one point?
Yeah. And
So-
that goes over.
Forza,
Apprentice type, and then maybe it's soured, or I think I've outgrown his teachings, which clearly I've not. That's just evidence, but
yeah. So he leaves, and Nimue you don't need to. I imagine at some point you've had the argument with her, where she's talked about how she feels about your responsibility and whatever, or your attentiveness when hunting. But it all comes across in the glare that she gives you. Do you wish to say anything to her or to Forza before they depart?
No, I think his rumple and he's annoyed that he's been sort of rumpled by both of them. So he'll try and come up with something clever to say, and then realize it's not gonna. So he'll just sort of.
It's like when they're well and truly gone. Like,
yes. Yeah, it's sort of intentionally possibly start packing up his gear and get his bow ready. And
this is anachronistic, but the French phrase for that is esprit d'escalier. Is the idea of like it's the spirit of the staircase. We're like, oh, I should have said this.
Yeah.
So, what, Amris? Oh boy, like what were you thinking laying down for? Was it just a couple of bad? Was it? Because you've had successful hunting thus far, because it's just been a long day, was there something else that caused you to take that?
I think he last night, when he normally has like the nice dream where he sees he steps out and then sees the palace and all. I think last night he had, sometimes there are these dreams where it's almost like something has set its will against the dream, and he sort of sees the fortress crumble or something is stopping him from reaching it. And so I think last night he had that dream, so he just didn't sleep very well.
I'll tell you, adding on to that too, the way you described it before, when you hear that beast's call, it sounded like to me, the way that you were taking that before was that it was a portentous thing, like as if it was calling you or whatnot.
Yeah.
That was not the case this time. It was indeed strange that Forza mentioned wolves, because that was what was in your dream. The howls of feral and hungry wolves. What do you do?
I think he'll get his gear together and will then follow them.
Okay. I assume you've got tracking, right?
Yes.
So why don't we make it an average tracking, and the way you can test it, it's like degrees of success is the way you and in this particular game I think I've got, guys, I might have some Mythras handouts already loaded in here that I just didn't put in this game. Let's see here. Thumbnails. Turns out I load a lot of things with the name cheat sheet in it. Would you guys like a cheat sheet for age? No? I do have quite a few for... Here we go. Look at this. So this is just for general system reference stuff.
Right.
Skills for difficulty. I also have one for...
That's good.
Is this... No, that's for fucking Fantasy Age. Not going to be helpful here. There we go. Here is Mythras Fatigue and Armor rules. There we go. And... go. Mythras combat and weapon size cheat sheet. There you go. And one more. It's almost like there's a lot of rules to this game, guys. Mythras special effects. C'est là.
Do you like that it has a fire intensity table?
Yeah.
Which goes all the way up to volcanic.
The cool thing I've only run this game a handful of times, but the thing I do really love about it is when we have some of those situational things come out, it's clear that it's like this game is a 6th edition, right? Like it is because people have tried a bunch of different variations of it and they've sort of landed on this specific way, so it plays quite elegantly as a result of those kind of like testing out and refining of rules and things like that. So I do like that. Now, your difficulty here. Let's see here. So, yeah, what we do is use the differential roll result to kind of determine that. And I can't remember if it's a rule from this or if I'm importing something from whatchamacallit, basic role playing. But if you happen to roll the same thing because I want to see an outcome, or if we want to see an outcome, whatever roll is lower is going to be the winner. So I've rolled for my stealth. Go ahead and roll, or your track. 98.
No.
Do you want to spend a luck point? You get your luck points back at the start of the session.
Yeah, let's spend a luck point.
Okay. Orban, did you spend a luck point?
I did.
Okay, so your blue bar is your luck points.
Oh, hang on, wait a minute. Thank you.
20, nice. Okay, so it's not a special result. It's not because you don't know precisely where to go. It's because of Forsa's incredible skill as a hunter. Like, it just... if this was any... You maybe get some signs from Nimue's passing, but unfortunately, you're just not able to catch up to... or to find Forsa's trail.
Maybe there'll be a moment where he abandons the trail and just sort of kicks a tree and mutters under his breath some sort of obscenities, and then sort of goes on and finds prey elsewhere.
For this hunt, do you think this is just sort of how Emmer spends his time? When it needs be, heads out, hunts, and then brings back the bounty of this? Or was there something particular that drove you out this particular day?
No, I think it's normally for sort of food for the community, but now and then he'll probably be out to get some special furs for someone in the village to make cloaks and clothing from.
Okay. Love it.
But I think for this one, he'll just be out to get food for his family and for the community.
Okay. So then, what your track roll did get good enough, those, I think there's some game that you were able to pick up. So perhaps if you want to follow up on that, rather than continue trying to find Forsa and Nimue, then...
Yeah, I'll follow the game trail.
Okay. So, you head off. Then, let's turn our attention back to town once again. So, Brendan, are you the sole Christian priest in Tresulian, or is there someone else who also ministers to the faithful? Oh, you're muted, James. So, Tamo.
Hello?
Got you now.
I think I'd be the only one.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your church, then. Do you have a little shrine set up, or have you managed to convince Lord Bedwyr? I can tell you that if Lord Bedwyr was looking for favor, or you were looking for, if Lord Bedwyr was looking for favor from King Mark, it wouldn't necessarily be by building a church. So it would just be something for your own edification or for the community's edification. But what do you think?
No, I think it'll just be a little altar and place in the corner of the round hut.
Okay.
Where I can invite people in and we do some private things, but yeah, nothing consecrated.
So tell us a little bit about, just as a reminder, what the source of your conversion was.
Ah, well, that would have been when I had traveled And I just encountered the lady now known as Saint Wenna.
Yeah.
And I saw her. She healed a man that could not walk.
Mm.
And from that moment, I could see that her god was strong compared with the old gods who are maybe fading now.
Okay.
And with that, I became a follower. And then with some study, I even learnt a few words, some writing, which I practice each day. But I have a few scriptures here that I have, some scrolls.
Yeah.
Which I have copied very carefully when I was at St. Wenna's own church. And I keep them here in this leather pouch.
So you've been to her convent then?
I have.
Okay. Tell us what the when we catch in on him this morning, what would be a morning for Brennan look like?
Well, I go around to visit the few Christians in the town, village, but and try to give them some advice. And also, I will go out. I've been out early in the morning to get some herbs that I can find, some grasses, which I use to make my little medicaments.
Okay.
I find that trying to, while I cannot do miracles like the saint herself, I can do some small medicine work to heal people's ailments, and this is my little piece that I do to help the community, and it sometimes wins.
So I think to give your character some full purchase in the community, the patriarch of that silversmith family, his name is Nemesis.
Nemesis.
That is him there. He has converted.
Ooh.
So if you swing by, it's he and his apprentices, which are mostly family members, as well as some others who are working. It is a sore loss for them that the bandits took some of the family treasures, but they are doing their best to earn more, back and to pay, back to support the Lord Bedwyr. I'm trying to think here. I actually don't remember. There must be a tithe that's paid to the. It's not a tithe. I guess it would be a tax to the Lord, right? Yeah. Lords are elected, but there must be some sort of thing that's paid up.
Yeah, I'll get the name for that. I know what the name is.
I keep wanting to say scutage, but it's not that. That's not what that is. But anyway, he sees you coming. Do you refer to yourself as Brother Brendan or Father Brendan or just simply Brendan?
I'll just be Brendan. We're not so formal.
Yeah, and I think it's also the church is not solidified enough, at least. If you're not connected with the... there is a Christian priest in, Gwent? That is the sort of the center of the Christian church within England for the bureaucratic apparatus is concerned. You may not be connected to that as of yet. You're just a sort of doing your own thing, more of a mystic version of Christianity than necessarily a bureaucratic setting up a mission, setting up a church or whatever.
Kernow's a bit more basic, I think.
It is, yeah. And also, you need to have the priest survive for more than, a little while. But Nemesis does soon. He sees you and he says, "The blessing of the Lord upon you, Brendan. Good morning."
And on you, Nemesis. And how are your smiths doing? Any more burns that I need to treat? I know the silver trade can be harsh.
The ointment you provided was quite beneficial. We expect to be going back to smelting quite soon. Thank you and the Lord for that. If
dressings changed, let me know.
Of course. Are you headed out again today?
I am. It's. I need to. After the last unfortunate incident, I'm rather low on the herbs. I need to be ready for the next. Dare I say it? And there's also one of the small hamlets down there I wish to go and visit and to see if I can provide any succor there.
Would you... Are you certain you would not take compensation?
No, not necessary. I will. There is no need for wealth in this. It is my aim to do what I can in this.
If you see there's no need for wealth, you see he sort of uncomfortably sort of like shifts 2 silver rings that are on his finger, and he says, I suppose. Well, safe travels. Thank you again, and God watch over you.
Thank you, Nemesis. And I will see you and your people before long.
Indeed. You depart, and you head out onto the, I guess the woods north of town. And it may be kind of in a glade where you are clearing when you do finally see... I think you probably hear it first, Brendan. You could hear a group of people coming, and the way that they are talking, you can recognize at least one voice among them, and that's Morven. He seems to be traveling with people. As far as you knew, he was on guard duty, effectively, or on, patrol, as it were.
Intriguing. I should head over there. I'll pack what I've got in my bag and head on over.
What you can see is there are 2 mounted individuals traveling. There are one person who appears to be from the markings on the shield hanging from the side of the horse, a member of King Mark's house guard. I'm not sure. Do you think you would have recognized Gerard? I don't know if you spent that much time at Cardor necessarily.
No, probably not.
Okay. You do, however, recognize Macus, who seems to be speaking to Morven in a very familiar way. It takes you a moment to recognize him. He's got no beard. But he is a druid who serves at King Mark's court. And there is another fella who just... The way he walks, or the way he rides along, he puts you a little ill at ease. He rides not like a noble, not like a warrior. He rides almost as if he was a falcon or a raptor of some kind, perched and ready to go down. The way he looks down at Macus and Morven, who continue chattering on, like he is waiting to strike. Are you making any effort to conceal yourself, or are you making it...
Oh, I'll come out. I know Macus, right? So,
you definitely know Macus.
So I'll come up. And Morven, well met. Macus, well met. You are...
Brendan! A pleasure to see you.
You have taken to dressing your face in the Roman way, I hear. Oh. I see here.
He gives Morven a look of like, oh...
You're going to get a lot of this.
A wager lost, I fear. And the wood that I still had, and he kind of hits his jowls a little bit, the physique of my youth, alas, age and comfort has snuck up on me, and now I stand revealed to the world.
I will simply think of you as one of those Roman emperors.
And he
what
looks
brings
at
you here from the king's court?
He looks at you in a very queer way, Brendan. Roman emperor. How very curious. He turns to Morven. I truly have come to the right place. The spirits have brought me.
Very good.
Brendan, and I think perhaps this is, as you were coming the last stretch, maybe Emrys, you're coming out. Whatever you've been tracking, you have successfully caught. So while you did nap, but again, like everyone hunts in their own way, you have captured whatever it is, whether it's a small pig or, a brace of conies or whatever.
I think it'd be like a brace of conies.
Okay. And Macus would ask, how goes your efforts in spreading your god here?
Well, gradually, but well.
Good.
Have a few conversions, and I am spreading my wings to go look at some of the other hamlets nearby.
Good.
You may come sometime and maybe listen to. No obligation, of course, my friend.
As you have found your calling, mine found me long ago. Though I welcome the competition.
Very well, very well.
Please tell me that we are not far from Tersulian. This has been a taxing journey on both my legs, my feet, my back, and I have a fearful thirst that has developed.
Not at all far. And if I may suggest, if you do not wish to listen to a sermon, you can always come to my house for a little ale, nonetheless.
I would welcome that, Brendan. I must confess, the reason for my journey, while in part was to travel as part of Lord King Mark's retinue, it was indeed to seek out your counsel. And he looks over at Emrys, who sort of has come out of the woods and is watching, and he says, do you know that one as well?
Oh, indeed. 'Tis Emrys himself.
Is
Lost
he
in the woods again.
Never lost.
He looks at Morven. Is he the hunter? The one that others speak of?
He is. He is. And he has only made himself visible to you because he has chosen it.
Indeed. So, that... I'm sorry, did you... I thought his name was Forsa.
No. His name is Emrys.
Curious. He's younger than I expected. And you can see that the whoever... It's weird. The guy who's walking along with Brendan and Morven, he is dressed very much like a druid, but he has his hair and face cut as if he is a Christian monk. But he waves over to you and kind of gestures you to come over, Emrys.
I will happily make my way over. Nodding at Morven and Brendan.
Good morning. Says, good afternoon, lad. Your name is
to you.
Your name is not Forsa.
No.
Ah. Are you a hunter, though?
Yes.
And are you known widely?
To an extent, I'd say yes.
Huh. Well, then we may have business with you, then, boy. Please. Join us. And you can see, again, I'm not sure, Emrys, if you know who the other folks are.
No, I don't think so.
But that fella, if you feel Brendan and Emrys, you definitely can tell that Callan is not, he is not a Celt, and at least not a member of the Dumnoni, nor is he a member of any of the other Celtic tribes that come from or hail from this Emerald Isle. Anything you guys wish to discuss with Macus as you're going along? He'll continue chit-chatting as he goes, but he does appear to be saving whatever it is he wishes to speak to you with, Brendan. And he invites Morven to join him when he discusses this.
Very good.
If you're walking along, so if there is nothing else, then what Gerard would actually say to you, Emrys, boy, you are not Forsa.
I am not, no.
But there is one named Forsa who is here.
Yes, he's the old hunter.
He looks Gerard back at Callan, and Callan kind of nods his head, and Gerard says, then make yourself useful, boy. Run ahead and tell Forsa that King Mark's men wish to speak to him and to your lord.
I think Emrys will bristle slightly at that, but obviously it's in order and all. He'll say something like, I will try my best, but no doubt he's lost in the woods again. That's a scamper off.
Okay. I think Callan might take the opportunity to just, if you do sort of pause for a second, he says, run along, boy. Fetch. Gerard once again gives a look back at him like, he clearly he can't scold him, but he's doing the very walking up to the point where he can try and do that. Anything else you guys wish to discuss as you're heading back in Tresulian?
I think Robin's going to sort of guard his tongue for now, because I think he's said the wrong things too quickly already. Although he's got lots he wants to ask Marcus, he doesn't want to do it in front of Gerard.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if you guys, Emrys, if you do scamper forward, you certainly are able to give that information to, you will find that they are, yeah, really, hopefully, yeah, you're going to be a Christian in no time, Brendan. Emrys, if you do scamper forward, or a hustle forward, I should say, not scamper, you're going to be able to find where Fortis is, Forsa is, I got to put that in my little list of names here. He and Nimue are back already, and they seem to be, getting ready to treat their, or dress whatever it is they've caught. When you come running up, Nimue says, oh, you found your way back.
Of course. And so did you.
No times for more naps? Then Forsa kind of gives her a look like, all right, he's heard you guys fight back and forth enough. He turns towards you with a very, very stern look on his face and says, yes, you have something, boy. What? If you wish to apologize...
Yes, there's some important-looking people asking after you. They'll be here in a few. Foreign sounding fellow on a horse and some of the king's men.
Nimue
the
says...
Roman priest?
King Mark?
Monk?
It says
Is
King Mark.
King?
King Mark sent someone for Father.
I don't know. I stumbled out of the woods. Brendan and Morven were there, and then I was told to fetch you. So,
Forsa and Nimue look at each other, and she's got there's a look of concern on her face. And
they knew your name. Like, they asked for you by name.
There's the slightest hint of a move on one of his eyebrows. Was that all?
Yeah.
I thank you for bringing me the word, and I'll clean myself up and present myself. Might I be waiting for them, or is it at Lord Bedweir's longhouse?
They weren't very specific. They just said to fetch you.
Good, then.
Two of them are on a horse. There's like 6 or so. Brendan and Morven are with them. You can't possibly miss them.
He points at your brace of rabbits. You'll want to see to those, boy. Thank you for bringing the message. And he begins sort of cleaning himself up, and he says, Nimue, see to these for his catch. And he nods to you once more and then goes inside his roundhouse. Nimue, before you go anywhere, says, "What do they want with him?"
I don't know.
You didn't
It
ask?
sounded serious, like, politics, king's business.
What business does the king have with my father?
I don't know.
You didn't think to ask.
I didn't get the impression questions were welcome, anyway. They were almost as charming as you can be.
She looks back at you and is about to launch into more things, but you can feel free to cut her off and walk away if you like.
Yeah, I think he'll have to sort of, and then he'll walk away.
So the exasperated kind of that you hear as you're leaving tells you came out the better from that exchange, at least as far as Nimue is concerned. Emerson, you'll otherwise then head back. When you get back to your roundhouse, there will be many, many, many active people who are ready to take what you have caught and help get things ready. But we'll leave you for the moment and return to Brendan and Morven. So I mentioned before, we've got this cool little layout for what the roundhouse looks like. Brendan, remind us, do you have a surviving family?
Yeah, let's have a check on that. Not a big one, it has to be said. Background. My father and 4 siblings.
Okay. And
no grandparents.
No grandparents?
No grandparents.
Okay, so then you return to your family's roundhouse, and Macus has kind of intentionally just been chit-chatting and not directing. Unless you guys have tried to direct the conversation towards whatever it is he wants, he's just going to keep chatting. Morven, when you returned, I think that you would have notified someone else is going to take up the watch for this. Because you've escorted the troop back, you're not expected to hike back out. Someone else will just head out a day early. And he leads you in, and when Macus finally sits down, he says hello to everyone, and then takes a There are times in my youth when I more welcome the travel, but I must say, it is more taxing now. A boat, perhaps, next time. Yes, a boat. And Brendan, if you bring him wine, he'll take it from you. Thank you. Then, I don't wish to press matters, but I must confess one of the reasons this trip has been so taxing has been in part the burden of this dream I've had. Might we discuss it?
Of course. Drink up and then let us have a chat. Dreams, you say?
Indeed. It comes to me nearly every night. And it is almost always the same. I dream and find myself walking in the shadow of Carn Bray in a valley. And as I am walking, I look down, and in darkness, I saw a man with the head of a bear and the face of a ghost, and with blood on his body and on his hands. I then looked ahead, and I saw a man in the surf with grey-green skin and a thick beard of moss, and he stood in the surf, an island behind him. And then I looked up, and I saw in the cloud-filled sky an eagle of brass, soiled with verdigris. And it had a bear in one talon and a serpent in the other. And then I awake. What do you make of that, Brendan?
Oh.
What you would know,
Yes. Yeah.
just from a general Celtic kind of background, the threes are a big thing among Celtic mystic traditions. Also, the earth, the sky, and the land are another of those triumvirate things that is important as far as Celtic symbology is concerned. So it feels like a very druidic dream that he has had, but some of those elements, most certainly not Celtic. You've got a lore for like either druidic or Celtic mythology, don't you, or religion?
I've got lore pagan and
Lore
I've got
pagan,
lore
yeah, that's
Celt.
one. I think you can go either of them. Whichever one's better, you can give us an easy check with that.
No, it's definitely Celt.
Okay.
Easy.
Success. Nice. So, when he mentions the man with gray-green skin, moss, and an island, there is something that you think of. And that is the... Where is it here? I'm going to make sure I get the pronunciation correct. That would be the island. In the vernacular, it would be the gray rock in the woods, but among the Celts, it would be Carrac Luce in Luce. It is an island that had great... Oop, not turn order. You guys aren't suddenly in combat. Right around here. It is across from a community called Mergasiao. My apologies for the pronunciation. And that is the spelling for Carrac Lucincus. I found, incidentally, 2 different suggestions for pronunciation of that, so it could also be Carrac Losenkos, but I don't know.
Suspect anybody he knows has been dead 1,500 years.
Yeah. So you would recognize that, like, there is what he's described, combination of the island. If you happen to ask about the placement of the sun, he may be able to tell you where the sun is in relation to that. That would confirm for you it must be this southern island that he's referencing.
Very good.
And it was a place of great importance to the Druids. The Romans, unfortunately, while Kurnow was not conquered by them, the Druids, as in everywhere else or most of the places in Britain, were driven off from there. But there is a spirit, Arak, that says to still inhabit there. An ancient, powerful one, in fact.
And what is the nature of this spirit, or his demeanor?
Old, crafty, but not malevolent. Some variations of the myth place him as a son of... Hold on. Son of Amanowidin. Again, apologies if I'm pronouncing that terribly. Who's the god of the seas. But he is also a creature of the land. It is referenced as the Grey Rock in the Woods because it's said it's almost like a giant edifice that plunges out of the ocean, and on which many other spirits and powerful connections to the to sort of the, what is it called, the Anwin, the spirit world. I've got that wrong as well. Places you would no longer believe in, but it is the Anwin. It is perhaps the most, if not the most, and the second most important place in Kurnow as far as the druids are concerned, and as far as potency is concerned. Sadly, there's not really an effort to control the place or whatnot, and you're not aware what the status of Mergisayo is, whether they are bandits, whether they are renegades, who knows what they may be like, but that at least is one part of what he saw in his dream.
So I can describe that. Do I know anything of the symbolism of the bird, the bear, and the serpent?
An eagle of brass with verdigris on it is probably a Roman reference.
Indeed.
It is something that is sense. Any of the left remnants that you would have found. While Kurnow was not itself was not conquered by it, not far away, and I forgive me, I can't remember which one it is. There is a Roman port not far away to the north.
And the serpent and the bear. That sounds like referring to a tribe, a person. Nothing.
No, it doesn't. There's not an immediate meaning to it as far as you're concerned. And the serpent also, there's one obvious reference in your faith. Morven, you're there the whole time too. If you want to interact with it, please feel free to. Oh, you're muted though. Come out.
It's always a juggle. Did you say a bear?
A bear.
A bear.
Indeed.
Oh.
What do you make of that, Morven?
Well, I know what I'd make of it. What would Morven make of it? But I don't know. I don't know if the old legends.
When I looked up, there was the bear clasped in one of its talons. The serpent in its left, the bear in its right.
Oh.
But the first I see when I look down, a man with the head of a bear and a face of a ghost, white, implacable.
The bear is important.
Indeed.
Does it signify a person?
When you bring the mention of Carrick Losenkos to him, he would say, I'm a fool. You stand so close to problems sometimes, you fail to recognize what should be obvious. Of course. But why? He must call to me.
I think so. I think so. I think he wants you there.
But for what reason? Is there any clue? Does anything that feel threatening?
The eagle is clutching something. That's an old memory of Rome, is it not?
Indeed. But Rome had no sway on these lands. The eagle did not fly over it.
Wow. But it was strong around it.
Indeed.
And there are echoes and whispers of Rome, even here.
We've seen them driven and defeated before. Are they resurgent? Is that what it means?
Are they?
The white dragon stirs.
Romans have left. The Romans left not to come back, I think. They have their own troubles.
There's only one part of Rome that is now conquering Kurnow, I say, with a sly look at Brendan.
Macus kind of leans forward conspiratorially and says, what we speak of, it must not move beyond us. You know that King Mark has had dealings with the Irish of late. That one that travels with us, Kellen, he is a representative from one of their would-be lords or kings. From what I hear, he is more simply a raider and bandit, but a powerful one. And he kind of looks at Brendan and looks back at you. He is a follower of Ireland's old ways, too.
Now, a wee bit of metagaming. Where did we end up with my hatred being? Was it the ambush?
I don't know. I think we made jokes about that, but if you wish, do you remember if there was any backstory to your character being impacted by the Irish?
Well, I think you mentioned the Saxons, but the Irish seems far more likely in Kurnow.
They are, although neither... The Saxons are still someone who the Saxons are on their land, and whatever King Mark's failings are, the reason he didn't take up arms against the Saxons is because of Uther's betrayal and Igraine's betrayal, not because he doesn't hate the Saxons and would see them driven from the island. He is a very different man now than what he was at that time, and he certainly has had no difficulty letting the Irish get away with things. But I think to date, it's not like he's allied himself with the Saxons openly, and it's certainly not like he's certainly not with that, and he's not allied himself with the Irish. But that said, your character could have had a run-in with them, so...
Yeah, because I would be thinking I've probably got to hate the Irish raiders. So you mentioned the fact that I may have sympathies to the Irish Christians, but a pagan raider in this pillaged the West Coast.
I'll tell you, a pagan raider is also very unusual among the Irish at this point. Part of the reason that they're coming over, the Irish missionaries, one of the things that's pointed out in the book, like some of those missionaries are opportunists more so than they are true believers. And they are former criminals who have reinvented themselves into positions of power, because you can get a great deal of power, wealth, and influence by being a member of the Christian church at this time in certain kingdoms. And the Irish are a huge influence of the conversions that are coming over. So a raider, if you do have a belief in previous bad experiences with the pagan Irish, I would absolutely believe that. Perhaps there was some person who, if not Saint Wenna, who tutored you early on. Perhaps they died to a Irish pagan.
Yeah, exactly. Pagan Irish raiders. I think that's going to be inconvenient, but there you go.
Okay. No, that makes for good drama then. So what he says is, Kellen speaks for them. And I don't know what has transpired, but they have particular interest in something that has happened south near Gwig. And a reminder, Gwig, spelt at this time Gwig. Gwig is right around here. And not for nothing, south of Cornbray, which featured in his vision. I know not what it is. It is something that the Irish are interested in, whether they've set some of their kind ashore, intentionally or otherwise. They are interested. They wish to go down there and search, and they've come here for a hunter. So it is not among the... It is something in the wilds for which they search, and I do not know what it is. Gwig is far from the... It is far from Carrick-Losinkos, but not so far as to not be in the shadow of Cornbray. Your young friends.
They will bring nothing but harm. These people, beware, Marcus. You know I wish you only well. Do not tarry with this. Maybe this is a serpent. Grumble.
Actually, that's curious. Give us an easy... you've got a... What is it? Lore Christian, don't you? Or something like that? Some skill relating to Christianity lore?
Yeah. I've got lore Christian. Yep.
Yeah, go ahead. Give us a lore Christian at easy.
Easy.
Yes.
Who is the patron saint of the Irish?
Oh, God.
Saint Patrick.
Saint Patrick.
And what is Saint Patrick said to have done?
Oh, the snakes.
Oh, the snakes from the island. That is metaphorical or otherwise is another question. But yes, that is one of the miracles credited to St. Patrick, driving snakes from the island. You would know that, Brendan.
The pieces start coming together.
Do you mention that to Marcus?
Yeah, I'll pass it on. It's the serpent indeed might relate to the Irish. And I explain.
Well,
In my god's terms, it is connected potentially to the Irish by one of their holy men.
What you would also, if you wish to read more into it, from a Christian perspective, the serpent was in his left or sinister talon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the bear was in his dexterous talon. The sinister one is also an association with the devil. So if this verdigris soiled eagle is clasping a metaphorical, a thing that is ripe with several layers of metaphoric meaning. What does that mean to Brendan?
Perhaps the eagle relates to the church? Although the verdigris is odd, that suggests it's the old Romans. But the serpent on the left hand suggests something evil coming out of Ireland. To me. To Brendan. He may be biased, of course.
It is that.
So who could the bear be, or what could the bear be? That is evidently favoured. But the verdigris suggests the old Rome. And yet there's not really here. The Romans barely reached down here.
The mysteries... The man with the head of the bear and the face of a ghost. He is a warrior of some renown. I can tell. I know not who he is, nor do I know of any legends of warriors of his that fit such a description. Indeed, it is not among our kind to wear a bear as a symbol. But mysteries lurk beneath, mysteries lurk above. I think ahead. Harak.
But, and maybe I go astray, when you said that the had the head of a bear, was it just the pelt on his head of the ghost, or really the head of a bear?
It could be. To my eyes, it seemed the head and the ghostly face was within. But no, it could be a headdress of some kind. And an implacable...
Think of something that Brendan probably wouldn't know.
Then, this has been most beneficial. While still mysteries lurk, there is so much that you have given context to. I see I have come to the right place. And I think it no accident that the spirits brought us together, Morvin. Your young friend, Emrys, is he a capable hunter, as you say?
He is.
King Mark has given this Kellen dispensation to secure the best hunter. From what he has been told, and will speak to Lord Bedvere, will Bedvere confirm that it is this Forsa?
Yeah.
But you would trust Emrys.
I would trust Emrys over Forza, yes.
He turns to you, Brendan. I do not share the deep antipathy that you have for the Irish. There have been benefits to our king that have come from them. But this one, this Callan and his master, snake is an apt metaphor for them. I do not trust them in the king. His mind is heavy with many distractions. Indeed. And he sort of jostles his jowls. He makes me seem lithe and sprightly. By contrast, I think he may not see the threat to his crown that comes from Callan's master. I think while Callan acts and has the dispensation of King Mark, we cannot act directly against him, not with what we know. But if we knew more, perhaps with better contacts our king could see clearly the threat that they represent. You could not travel with them, but your Emrys, you would trust him in the wild places.
Yes.
I shall speak to Lord Bedwyr. Would you, with Emrys leading you through the wild places, go to Conbear, go to Caraglos in Kos? I know you have forsaken your path on the old ways, Brendan, but Morven, you still hold true to our ways, do you not?
I do.
Perhaps you could speak to this spirit and give better context to these visions, these dreams that with which I am saddled.
Maybe. Maybe. I'm open.
Speak to this Emrys. See if he will be agreeable. If you need not be forced to do this, and if it did not leave a burden on Lord Bedvyr's people, I think this may be, you may be what we need to uncover the truth of my dreams.
Maybe. I'll certainly speak to Emrys. He'll go. I'm sure he will.
Good. Oh. I did not realize the burden that was. I am greatly fatigued now that it has been shared. I thank you for your hospitality and your wine. But I think if I am to speak to Lord Bedwyr, I must present myself to his longhouse. You would speak to Emrys?
Yes.
Unless there's anything else you guys wish to discuss with Marcus.
No, I don't think so. No. I think I would have asked him questions about Mark's court.
Okay.
And I would have, we don't necessarily need to play it out now, but yeah. I think I'm interested to know what's going on at court, and because he's been so quiet and he's been so troubled, I trust Marcus implicitly, and he's insightful, so he would know what's really sort of going on at court. I just have to know,
So yeah, there's three things that he would talk to you about. One of them is his most recent wife. You would know that King Mark has seen several wives like every one of his wives among the most beautiful women in Britain, and every one of them has died or betrayed him. And each iteration, each subsequent marriage has driven him further and further into just absolutely crushing melancholy. Acerbic melancholy, I guess, would be the appropriate way. His most recent wife, an Irish princess named Isolde, and she has stirred his passions in a way none since Igraine has, which is both the benefit and, I mean, it's not the benefit to anybody. He is, and like, he would not call it, but everything he describes to you is just clear abuse. He is horrific to her, and it obsesses his mind all the time. So that is one. He also has a nephew named Tristan, who has come to court. Tristan is devoted to his father, or to his uncle, and he's not the only one keeping the wheels from coming off, but he certainly is carrying the burden of the lion's share of the burden in maintaining things. The court is, from the way Macus describes it, he would not describe it as such, but you would take it as it is an absolute fucking shambles. The keep is in a disastrous state that Tristan is trying to address. Lords are all but revolting in fulfilling their duties to him. There are bandits throughout the kingdom, and the only thing that occupies King Mark's mind and heart is Isolde. He knows Walla, the senior druid at King Mark's court. At one time, one of the most respected and capable druids anywhere in Britain. Since the betrayal of Igraine and Merlin's role in it, his heart has turned toxic as well. He is, and I mean that in the vernacular of the time, not the modern things, poisonous. And his dreams and ambitions are not concerned with advancing Kurnow, glorifying the king. It is all to revenge. The last bit of tidbit is it has not reached the king's ears yet, but it is likely to soon. People keep it from him because they fear what his reaction may be, but there is a lord whose name I can't remember right now, to the northwest. And the rumor is that he has prevailed on... What is it? Can't remember. It is... Yeah. Okay, one of the lords in Dumnonia.
Okay.
It is... not Kustanin. I think it's Havgen. Havgen is one of the 4 lords that rules Dumnonia, or most significant lords in Dumnonia. And it's said that one of King Mark's lords has prevailed on him to conquer them, to betray King Mark and to give their lands up to the Dumnoni. And given the perceived betrayal of Uther in taking Igraine, that may very well be the thing that, if there's truth to that and if he acts on that, that may be the thing that truly throws the two kingdoms into war. So things are not great in the court of King Mark.
Thank you.
Anything else you wish to speak to Macus about?
Probably, I would just seek. There's so much, so much. I don't want to take too long over it, but I think he would also, just in general terms, he'd want to understand what the island, what the land is saying.
Yeah.
You know, I'd probably want to sort of understand his perceptions as a druid about what Britain resurging with Rome gone, and
and that's
the
belief that the White Dragon was stirred, and that the Red Dragon must, reassert itself. Spiritually, the land is in tumult, and you add into that the presence. There are some druids who oppose the Christian faith because it infringes on their political power on it. That's natural. There are others who would view the resurgence of, or the not resurgence, but the presence of Christianity as being part of the White Dragon, or at best they would view it as something that is weakening the Red Dragon, such that the White may never rest and this land would never see peace. Anything else you guys wish to discuss with him? You don't necessarily need to agree with any of those interpretations. Your view of what the White Dragon is and the struggle between the White and Red, it would be your own interpretation for those who follow the old ways. Then, if nothing else, Amaris, what would Morven and Brendan see when they come to your roundhouse, or your family's roundhouse?
Like a gaggle of, from sort of toddlers to sort of teenagers just milling about, and Amaris is in the process of preparing the conies, getting the fur off and cutting them open. So quite busy.
And then one of the your younger siblings would come over. Amaris, you have visitors.
He'll head outside. It's like a bloody knife in one hand. Like, let's step outside. Morven, Brendan.
Twice in
Hello.
one day.
How are you? Do you know, every time I come here, I think ours is packed to the gills, but look at yours. I've got word from Macus the Druid, who is visiting. He's visiting right now. Yeah, and he there's a quest that he needs us to go on, a mission of utmost importance, not only to us, but possibly to all of Kurnow. And he wants us to go to this place called Karak Lusinkus. And he's had dreams of a mighty eagle with the snake its left claw and bare in its right. And there is something there of the Irish. And he's not sure. He needs us to find out. And there is perhaps an unquiet spirit as well. And he needs the greatest hunter of our village, Emrys. And I said it was you.
Rightfully so.
Well, right. Yes. So I think he's going to speak with the Lord to make sure that you can be spared. I don't know how you can be. But if he can
I mean, they
him,
have that old, I'm sure Forza can keep some people fed while I'm away. It's past his prime.
you can see sort of Morven thinking, well, that was easy.
Let's end with Brendan. There's been a lot of your past and seemingly your present that has brought into clear focus by this. And is unusually a druid that sought you out for this. How is this all sitting with Brendan and his faith?
Well, I mean, Brendan, I think, doesn't think of it as being... it's a transition time, and he's still got links to his community and he knows Marcus, and there's not antipathy there. There's he just feels that his god is in the ascendant, and the others are fading away. But he worries about Marcus and spending time with this serpent and where that will lead.
Then, guys, that brings us to the end of our first session. Everybody gets 3 experience rolls. And remember, your character should have, depending on your charisma, you may have extra experience rolls. The sheet is set up such that you can actually roll those. If you click on the little cog next to whatever skill it is that you wish to enhance, you'll see there's a drop-down menu that allows you to roll your improve. And that's how you spend your experience rolls.
There's somewhere to put it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Experience rolls. I thought
if you fumble, I ticked my fumble. Is because there's a place to tick it on a skill. Does doing that make a difference?
That might be the sort of like BRP carryover of.
Oh, okay.
Getting an extra. You may get an extra experience roll with that if you fumble. I just don't remember. Right. Fumble is 37. Let's see. Because I know like you get the experience rolls instead of the like use them and then go.
Okay. I can't remember how it works.
Precise nature of
so
fumble.
Place to put experience points on the sheet.
Yeah, I thought I saw it earlier, but I can't find it now.
You will have to spend it before the next session. What they suggest is either at the start of the session you make those rolls, or maybe under notes. I
can put it there. Yeah. So
it's right at the top.
Is it?
It's under the Mythras logo.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh,
brilliant. Okay.
And what's this with the charisma? I need to have a look.
Your charisma, it should say on your sheet. If you go to one of the breakdown, you see there's an attributes.
XP modifier.
Yeah, if you've got an XP modifier.
Use charisma, yeah.
Oh, XP modifier.
Yeah, if there is a number there, that's how many extra things. And technically, that's at the end of an adventure. When you get that, it's not the end of every session, but it's our first session, so let's live large. You'll get the benefit of that for this session.
So if you have an experience modifier of 1, that would make it 4 then. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And let's see, your experience modifier. Experience rolls is 71.
So we just click on improve.
Yeah, you click on improve and it'll make the roll for you, and it should modify the skill for you as well. There you go. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's quite good, isn't it?
It's pretty cool, and it's a fun way to end a session, too.
Not seem to have modified the
No.
value.
Oh, great. Okay, so
do
then
you-
perfect. So then you can modify it up to 81, or to what is it?
I assume it's the +5
+5.
+5.
is the result, right?
Oh, so yeah, so it'd be
Yeah.
75 then, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That's nice.
Okay, great.
That was one.
This one?
Yeah, and so only the limitations here are like you can only use an experience roll on one skill, like on the same skill at a time.
Okay. So yeah,
You can't just keep adding to the same
Well, I
thing.
fumbled the perception, so I should definitely have a go at that one.
Yeah, let me take a look at. I don't see it listed there.
It's not a problem. I'm going to try and improve it anyway, just to see on my
Sure.
I failed.
Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, I had to make that one. That's 2.
If it,
Yeah, I don't see anything else about fumbling in here, so I'm not. I haven't looked in the.
No, that's fine.
So I don't know if that's. I'll take a look after the session.
It's no problem.
Because that would like that to me would seem like there's a pretty big consequence from fumbling anyway, so it would be given the game's legacy, it makes sense that would be one way to improve it.
Maybe.
But I don't.
Yeah, I've done 3. I've done 3.
Okay.
And do you just leave the 3 in experience rolls?
No, clear it up after you've used them.
Clear it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Excellent. Okay. So we're seeing everything improve. Let's see here. And I'm just going to double check with fumbles. Fumbles only 37. Yeah, there's... Well then, guys, looks like you've improved some abilities. You doesn't look like you're free to put in whatever you want, but you don't. It's not like BRP where you need to improve skills you've used. You can choose to advance whatever you like. There is also an option. Yeah, there is an option for increasing characteristics as well. It's a little more complicated, and there's rules about your characteristics backsliding as well. So we'll deal with that, later on. But for now, we'll focus on improving your skills, maybe. But great. All right, then, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for part 1 of the Wolves of Gwig. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have channels dedicated to most of the games we run on the channel. We don't have anything for Mythras, but we've been talking about it under the Assorted Games channel. There's also things like GM discussion, virtual tabletop chat, find a group. There's a terrific, helpful, knowledgeable, and friendly community over there. You are more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in... and if they do not have something in stock that you're looking for, you can put it on a want list. And they'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code NOBLEDM. All caps, all one word. It's in the description of the video. That'll save you 10% on any purchase of $10 or more through their website. That'll change as of March 15, 2026. So if you're listening to this after that time, just come back to one of our more recent videos. You'll see what the current discount code is there. I've also got a link down below to the design mechanism too. So if you do want to check out more about Mythras, there's a quick start over there that you can download, I believe, for free. So you can learn all about the game over there or find stuff about Mythic Britain. There's a bunch of cool source books that are out for this setting. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart Britons. So David, James, and Graham, I guess I mean that both metaphorically and literally in this case. But thank you so much for playing today, guys. Great start to the session. As is always the case, I'm so sorry for what's going to happen next time. But until then, for those listening at home, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Until then, we hope that we gave you a couple of hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes are discovering that may be lurking in southern Britain. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.